And we welcome you here on the North Star Network on YouTube. Today we have a girls flag football matchup between the CNS North Stars and the Central Square Redhawks. Now, coming into this game, according to Syracuse.com, which tends to not be the most accurate when it comes to flag football, Central Square is 2-1 with their last game resulting in a 19-0 loss to Syracuse East. Meanwhile, CNS is 2-1 with their most recent game, resulting in a 6-6 tie against Fayetteville Manlius. Now, I'm joined alongside by my color commentator, Brody Mason. Brody, I believe this is your on-mic debut.
2 days ago actually was.
Oh, I see.
For the lacrosse game, but my first flag football game I've ever done.
Yeah, it's definitely a different sport when you're used to like normal football.
Yes.
Some rule differences is, for instance, if the ball is fumbled, the play will immediately stop just to reduce risk of player injury. And the field is shortened to 80 yards instead of the usual 100s, with the goal line being at the 10-yard line instead of the 0 on a normal football field.
You know, I have watched one other flag football game, and, you know, it was against Syracuse East, CNS versus Syracuse East, and they couldn't really get, their defense wasn't really, like, locked in that much. You know, they weren't, like, clicking as a defense then. So, hopefully it'll be different today.
Yeah, I mean, in the CNS game against Syracuse East, that was the last flag football game I did. The North Stars, they played with Syracuse East throughout that whole game. It was very competitive and close, and up to the end, a couple of costly interceptions gave Syracuse East a win. So
Yeah.
I think for the North Stars today, they're going to have to limit incomplete passes and interceptions to defeat this Central Square team.
Yeah.
Looks like teams are just about getting ready here for the national anthem. CNS kind of doing some last-minute warm-ups. North Stars in the blue, Central Square in the white. And another thing to mention in this team size looks not very even. Looks like the North Stars have a lot more players on their bench.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, there's how many out in the field at a time? 11?
Something like that.
Yeah, so when you take out 11 from the Central Square, it doesn't really look like there's that much.
All right, we will turn it over to our PA announcer, Daryl White, and we will be back with you in a moment. All right, we welcome you back here in the North Star Network on YouTube. Coin toss just happened. Central Square won the toss and deferred. So, the North Stars will start off with the balls. Final handshakes before the game. Once again, CNS in their home blue, Central Square in their road white. Officials talking the last couple of things over. So, Brody, what are you expecting to see from the North Stars in this game if they want to win?
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, they really have to limit the amount of turnovers and incomplete passes they have. But also, I think it's really important, the defensive aspect. It's like 50-50, really. Because the offense could have, they could throw down 40 points, and if the defense doesn't stop any of the balls, they could let up 50 and still lose. So I think they really just have to be focused on a couple factors like that.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was a terrible voice crack. Not the way we want to start off this game. North Stars will start off with the ball. Now a reminder, you have to get to about the 20-ish. You have to get to where the marker is on the field. First snap of the game is taken by Elise Cook. She'll take the snap, rolling out to the right. Her throw is up, and it is nearly brought in by Grace Villeneuve. It will fall incomplete. And so North Stars, on their first play of the game, look for a early pass, and they are unable to get it.
Yeah, that was a good pass. Just got to be brought in by the receiver.
So a little weather data for the beginning of this game. It's about 45 degrees out. Got winds coming out of the northeast at about 5 miles an hour, gusting up to 10 at times. Really shouldn't affect the game too much, but I mean, it's a great day for any kind of outdoor sport, really.
Yeah, it's pretty nice out.
Very sunny. Here's our second snap of the game taken by Cook. She'll fake the handoff, rolling to her right, and she will dish it out to number 20, Piper Adams, and she'll get to the first down marker. So it'll be a first down. CNS able to get by the line to gain by about a yard, which will make it about a 1st and 19 to the 40. Charlie Johnson, the snapper for CNS. Elise Cook, the quarterback. Snap is taken. Cook immediately will run to her left and will dish it off. The flag will be pulled, and it is now a not a first down, a second down for CNS.
That was a really good run. That was quick.
Now, last time North Stars played a game that we broadcasted, we were noticing that they run a dish play quite a bit. So we will see if that is a factor again today. The dish play was pretty successful in the first half against Syracuse East, but they were able to recognize it as the game went on. Snap taken. And it'll just be a direct quarterback run. Getting through 2, getting through 3. Wow. Running downfield, flag pulled at about the 32. And it is a first down for CNS. And we're going to have a flag here on the play. Sorry about that. We're having a little issue that I had to get figured out. We do get a flag. We'll see what this is on.
Yeah, I think we said last time it's hard to recognize when they throw the flags because they're all yellow.
Yeah, I mean, the flags are on the players are yellow. The penalty flags are yellow. It's a lot of yellow. So we will see if that has an effect. So it'll be a legal use of hands on CNS. So that'll back them up back to about where they would have normally started. It is first down, though. This will back them up just behind where they normally would start for a 20-yard first down. It's about 1st and 21. And the officials are...
Yeah, the trainer's going over to the Central Square sideline.
There might be an injured Red Hawk. We'll keep an eye on that. Well, it looks like play's allowed to start again. Snap to Liv Cook is taken. Cook will hand it off to the right, and now here come the North Stars walking in. That's a good run, and finally they'll pull the flag. It's a gain of about 12 or 13 for the North Stars.
Yeah, that was a great run there.
Is Shanaira Burton Sledge there on the carry for CNS? It'll be 2nd down and about 7. Here's a snap to Cook. She will fake the handoff, go for a short throw. Oh, completed to Villeneuve. Villeneuve will get a little ways past the line of scrimmage, call it a game of about 2 or 3. And CNS now 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got about 2 yards to go. Is that?
Looks about like maybe just over 3. Very close, though. So 3rd down and about 3.5 for CNS, as they will talk things over prior to the play. So far, North Star offense has really not had an issue with the Central Square defense. They were forced back by a penalty, and now the handoff is dropped, but because of the fumbling rules, it'll just stop the play. But now, this is a 4th down all of a sudden for the North Stars.
4th and 3.
It looks like it. Yeah, actually, they're gonna drop him back to about the 25.
Oh, yeah. 4th and 5.
Because that's, I guess, where the ball made contact with the ground. So 4th down and 5 for CNS, and all of a sudden, this drive could end, and early. And I mean, really, it was a strong-looking drive early on.
Yeah.
Here's the snap. Keep saying that too early. They're faking me out. Snap there taken. It's brought forward by Cook. She'll dance through 2, but it looks like they got her. And so Central Square, on a turnover on downs, will take over. Brody, what did you think of that drive for the North Stars?
I think that they were going strong at the beginning, and then they lost a little bit of their steam, but I really think they have a solid chance of, getting a stop and then gaining that momentum back.
So Central Square now will head out to begin their drive. Can't see the number of the quarterback from here, so we'll figure that out as they move down the field. Snap taken into high snap, and she'll just run that to the outside, and the flag will be pulled early. There, good defense by CNS. Quarterback for,
number 1
is number 1 Emily Michaels for Central Square. So this is a 2nd and about 16. Snap to Michaels. Michaels will hand it off, and it looks like there was a miscommunication. The ball never actually got into the arms of the running back, intended to take that forward, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and about 19. This is a big defensive stuff, though, that CNS is going to need if they want to take control of this game. Snap to Michaels. She will run back, has to get rid of it quickly, and it is incomplete. Good pressure there by the North Stars are pushing her to make that throw early. There, that is number 20, Piper Adams, there with the pass rush. And nothing going for Central Square there. 4th down already. It's going to be a 3 and out as they will line up to punt it away. North Stars with 2 deep. And the punt is up, and it gets up into the air. Kind of took a weird bounce off the ground, nearly hit a North Star lined up there in the offensive line. So CNS will take the ball all right back with good field position. So North Stars will start from about the 30. So it'll be just over 1st and 10, and the North Stars coach is complaining about something, it looked like. It might have been ball placement, but CNS will start from about the 30. I mean, there's going to be a flag thrown here.
Oh, it's flagging the coach for talking.
And yeah, we knew that there was some disagreement, and eventually the official has enough and will throw a flag. So let's say it won't really penalize CNS, but it'll be a warning to the North Star coaching staff. Snap is taken to Cook. Fakes a handoff. Cook will run for it, and she'll dish it off. Oh. This is the play that worked pretty well against Syracuse East. And a little collision there at the end of that play. But regardless, it'll get North Stars about. And they are literally right on that 1st down line. So they could probably run any play here that just involves them running it forward, and they should get it because this ball is literally maybe like an inch away.
As long as they don't, fumble it behind the. Oh, they're gonna move the 1st down.
No, so they're gonna rule that this is a 1st down. So 1st down, North Stars. Throw from Cook is high, but it's brought in by Villeneuve. She will try to get through too. Has her flag taken though, but regardless, it's about a 10-ish yard completion, 1st down CNS. North Stars currently poised to get the game's first points. No timeout so far called by either side. Hasn't really been a need to. Snap by Cook. She will fake the handoff, run to the outside. She'll cut in, gets by 1, and has her flag pulled after a rush of about 4. So it'll be 3rd and goal for CNS.
Yeah, what are your thoughts about going for it on 4th down if they get there?
I mean, it's a risk that they should be willing to take. They're only 6 yards out. They got 2 plays to go. As long as they're able to force a 3 or 4 yard gain here, it should be a pretty easy 4th down conversion if they're able to get to it. But I mean, they still could get it here on 3rd down, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Snap to Cook. She will just run it forward and has her flag pulled early. It's a gain of about 1. And so this is where a little, I mean, again, I don't really think that there's a point of punting it here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pretty obviously they're going to go for it. It's a 4th and goal. It's about 4 yards to the goal line for CNS, looking to get the game's first points.
Yeah, you know, they had Central Square had coverage in the middle there as soon as she ran it up, so.
And we're going to get a timeout, I think. So CNS will take a timeout here. 14:44 left to go in the first half. 0-0, 4th down and goal. We will be back here in about 30 seconds. So North Stars here, 4th down and goal. It's about 4 yards to the goal line. Snap to Cook. She will fake the handoff. She'll throw for it. It's caught. Do they get in? Yes! Touchdown CNS. The pass to Amanda Timmons is complete. It's a 4-yard touchdown pass. So North Stars here will go for their 2-point conversion. 6-0 CNS. Stop here at 4. Central Square would be big. Takes the snap. Looking. And it is nearly picked off. It will be batted down. But they're not going to get the 2-point conversion. So Central Square will take over. I mean, that's a big opening 6 points, though, for CNS. Because they're going to definitely, I think, try to ride the momentum off of this. Central Square now will get their first drive of, or their second drive of this game. First one ended in a 3-and-out and a punt, which didn't go quite as planned. Snap is taken. Stepping back is Michaels, and the pass is complete. They're not going to get back to the line of scrimmage, though. Actually, I think they will. It might be just a gain of 1 yard, though. Yes, so it's a gain of about 1. However, the 20-yard line, which is the point you need to get to for a first down, is very, very close. So, 2nd and about 5, although that's good defense there by the North Stars. Snap taken. Michael's throw is brought in, and it's lateraled back. And the North Stars weren't able to pull the flag until about 6 or 7 yards later. And so that's going to wind up in, we'll see if they call it a first down or not. It was pretty close, and yep, it's going to be a first down. So first down for Central Square, their first of the game. We're going to see now if CNS is going to adjust their defense, I think, based on that last play, because that lateral back did definitely throw them off. It's about 19 yards to the line to gain for this set of downs. Snap to Michaels. It's a high one. She's able to bring it down. She's just going to run for it. She'll get to the outside, has her flag pulled, though. Oh, wait, no, she doesn't have her flag pulled until way later. So That's a rush of about 10. Called 11 for Emily Michaels.
Oh yeah, that was a good run.
Yeah, North Stars is there. They weren't able to pull the flag early. They could have stopped her or with like a 1 or 2 yard run, but they weren't able to take the flag. And all of a sudden, things are getting interesting here. Another high snap at Michaels. Will just hand this one off, and that flag will be pulled pretty quickly.
Yeah, the snaps have been pretty high for Central Square. You know, she's doing a great job of controlling them.
Kiara Harmer there had the handoff. However, she was forced back a good 4 or 5 yards. So North Stars here got to defend a 3rd and 19. Snap is taken. Not yet. Never mind. There's a snap. And again, the snaps have been very high today, and that's going to be dropped. Dish intended for Olivia Shire, but she's unable to bring that ball in. And so it will become 4th down for Central Square. We'll see if they're able to get we'll see if they're able to get a better punt than the first one. First one went only about 15 yards after it took a couple skips on the ground. And here's the punt. It is up into the air, and that will be dropped. But the North Stars will take control at about the 31-yard line. So North Stars, they've been holding Central Square in their half for a lot of this game. Here are CNS. Johnson will the snap. Liv Cook once again at QB for CNS. She will fake the handoff and she'll run for it. Cook will get. She actually kind of dished it off there at the last second, so North Stars will get a gain of a couple. Called a gain of about 5 for CNS. Olivia Cook there to dish to her sister Elise Cook for a gain of about 5. Face off or snap taken. And that was a run there by Liv Cook, and it will get her maybe about a yard or 2. 3rd down for CNS. They don't really have that much longer to go for the first down, though. It's about a 3rd and 4, or a 3rd and 3.5, sort of. Cook on the snap. She will roll to the outside. Dishes it back. And they were able to get by one defender. And the second defender was able to rip that one away. But that is a dish to Natalie LaPointe. She'll get about... Actually, no, she will get the first down. Okay, so I have no idea what I was looking at. It's a gain of about 6 for CNS. And so first down for the North Stars. Is about 18 yards to the goal line for CNS. Cook throws it. It is caught by CNS, and the flag will be pulled pretty quickly there. Number 20, Piper Adams, there with the reception. So second down for CNS, about 17 yards to go to the end zone. Snap is taken by Cook. Cook will run to the outside. She isn't going to dish it that time. She'll have her flag pulled. And we'll see where they mark her. And yeah, it looks like there'll be no gain there on that play. So 3rd down and about 17 to the goal line. CNS certainly with their longest 3rd down of the game so far. Cook will throw it. It's nearly intercepted. It'll be batted down incomplete. North Stars wanted a flag there. So it'll be a long 4th and goal for CNS.
Yeah, the coaches don't look happy about that.
Yeah, I think they wanted it some kind of, I don't know if the call would be pass interference, but they think their receiver was kind of pushed down before the...
Maybe like unsportsmanlike conduct or something.
And yeah, North Stars coach is still, I don't know if they're confused about something or if they're still arguing over that last play. Regardless, it's a 4th and goal. It's a quick snap. Cook has to get rid of it. It is brought in by Villeneuve, and she got in. Touchdown North Stars. Grace Villeneuve, a 17-yard touchdown reception, and it is 12-0 CNS. So Grace Villeneuve there with the reception. It's a 17-yard touchdown pass there for Liv Cook. 2-point conversion now.
That's her first of the today, right? She didn't have the last one.
Well, that's the second touchdown pass of the day for North Stars, but that's Villeneuve's first touchdown, yes. So they'll go for 2. From about 10 yards back. Snap. It's a throw. It's brought in. Can they get in? Yes. Yeah. The North Stars will convert. Number 5, Amanda Timmons, brings that in. So now Central Square will get their 3rd offensive possession of the game. None of them have resulted in getting into their opponent's end of the field yet. We'll see if that changes here. Both resulted in a punt that the North Stars were able to walk down the field and score a touchdown off of. So we will see what the play is here by Central Square if they try to be more aggressive with the passing, because I think there's definitely been mistakes that have been keeping them off the scoreboard so far. Snap to Michaels is taken. Michaels will hand it off. Coming to the outside now is Kiara Harmer, and she's still going. And her flag finally is going to get pulled. We'll see where they mark her. I mean, it's 100% a first down. It looks like it'll be a first down and give her about 5 more. So 1st and 15 for Central Square. That's their second first down of this game. Kiara Harmer there of a 15-yard run to get to the first down. She was able to get through a lot of North Stars defenders there, too. We'll see if North Stars is going to change their defensive strategy. Snap to Michaels. Michaels fakes a handoff. Then she'll actually hand it off, but she is stopped for a loss. It'll be Riley Lasher there pulling the flag. I couldn't see what number that was, but Daryl White there will give me the name of the player. So North Stars able to send them right back. 2nd down and 20. Here is the snap. Michaels is going to throw it to the side. It's complete. Flag pulled for a loss of about 1 maybe. We'll see where they mark her. Or it looks like it was before the line of scrimmage. Not too sure what the official is. Yeah, so the ball's not really going to move at all. Because the official walked forward and I was like, am I missing something? Guess not. Snap here to Michaels. It's taken. She's going to pass for it. High floater. It is intercepted. Flag pulled. Number 6, Elise Cook with the interception. Intended target, number 5, Ella Jones for Central Square. It was a high floater that was hanging up for a bit too long, and the North Stars will take the ball back and have an opportunity to make this a 3-score game here at the end of the first half with about 4:25 to go. Brody, what's been your opinion on CNS's defense so far today?
They've played a really good game. You know, that was their 3rd drive, Central Squares, and you know, CNS has just been stopping them pretty good.
So the North Stars now will take possession. Sorry, I was just writing something down in my stat sheet. I'll give us a little look through of each of our drives at the end of the first half. Snap to Liv Cook. Pass over to Amanda Timmons. She gets through 1 and unable to get through the 2nd, but it'll be a gain of a few. We'll see where they mark her. And then Nerf Stars will be able to get up to about the 25-yard line. So they're actually 26. They'll mark her at the 26. 2nd and 6 for CNS now. Nobody in motion for North Star. Snap taken, and Cook will run it. And the handoff is, there's a flag. It's intercepted by... It was intercepted. It bounced off of the hands of the North Star, but there was a flag thrown. It looks like it... We'll see what the call was. And it is on the North Stars. So that will not negate anything. So Liv Cook's their little dish kind of bounces off the hands of the receiver and is intercepted.
Yeah, they have 3 minutes, 30 seconds to get their touchdown they really need to gain their momentum back.
So this will put Central Square... So it'll put them in their opponent's half of the field for the first time this game. So great field position. And this honestly has an opportunity now to make this much more manageable for Central Square. Snap to Michaels. Had an interception on her last drive. She'll throw it up, and it is dropped. Was in the hands of the receiver. Their number 4, or Domenica Ramsey. She kind of just drops it at the end, and so now CNS will pick up from the same place. It's about 17 yards to the marker. Snap taken by Michael. She's going to throw it again, it looks like. Unless the North Stars can get her, and they do. We'll see how far they mark her back, but it's going to be a loss.
Yeah, there's a flag down.
Oh, there's a flag. Good catch there by Brody. We'll see what the flag is for.
Oh, wait. Maybe there wasn't.
Guess not.
I
mean, the yellow flag does... Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Let's see. That's about a loss of... It's about, what, 10, 11?
Yeah, that was a really big loss.
That's a good defense there for CNS. And all of a sudden, it is 3rd and 26. So, I almost said Auburn. Central Square has now been forced out of their opponent's half. They got to try to fight to get back in. They've tried to pass it twice. Looks like they're going to do it again. Pass is up, and it is nearly picked off the hands of the receiver and down.
Yeah, that'll be, 4th and 26. I don't know if you go for it with a minute 52 left. That's a hard decision.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. And, yes, on comes the punting team for Central Square, looking to pin the North Stars deep into their own end. So the punt now for Central Square for the 3rd time this game is up. And this is a good one. This will land way back. And North Stars are going to get pinned inside their own 20.
Yeah, there's going to have to be a big throw to, get this.
Got a minute 47 to charge down the field if you're CNS. But we will see what they end up doing. If they maybe try to go for some big plays or if they play it safe and just let the clock run out. 14-0. It's a 2-score game here as the first half is slowly drifting to a close.
Yeah, Central Square's still got 2 timeouts. Some teams would use these for plays to just stop the clock if they can get it back and get a really quick turnaround.
We'll see what happens here. Cook fakes the handoff, and she has nowhere to go. That flag is pulled quickly. Ella Jones there pulling the flag of Cook. It'll be a loss of about 1. So, 2nd down and about, let's say that's about maybe 7. 2nd and 7 for the North Stars. Snap to Cook. Is taken. She'll roll to her right. She's got to get rid of it. She'll lob it up. And nobody was covering Timmons. And she's got room. Up to the 50. Still going. Down to the 30. 20. The numbers on the field screw me up. Regardless, it's a touchdown. Amanda Timmons. That is a long touchdown reception. I'm going to say it's about like 67-ish yards.
Yeah, wow.
I think that was just blown coverage by Central Square. Nobody was on her. There were like 3 or 4 people around her, but nobody was able to get on her to cover the ball.
Yeah. They're going for 2, so,
I know they're going for 1 because it's if they're going for 2, it's 10 yards to the goal line.
Oh. Yeah. So it'd be the 20. I was confused because of the huddle. They were there and then.
Yeah. It's fine. I get confused with that too. I just got confused by the numbers. So when she was running down the field. So, regardless, it is 20-0 North Stars. It'll be a throw looking for Villeneuve. It's off her hand and incomplete. So 53.1. The PAT is missed. 20-0 is our score. This will most likely be our final drive of the game unless an interception or something of that kind happens. Only about 50 seconds left, and the wind has certainly picked up here at the end of the first half. So we'll see if that affects anything. But maybe how the ball travels in the air. especially because we haven't really been seeing too many hard passes in this game. Most of them have been sort of little like lobs into the air that the wind might be able to kind of distort a little bit. So we will see. And they're lined up to go for a deep shot. I mean, pretty obviously that's what you're going to need to do here. Snap to Michaels. She'll look, and it's nearly picked off, but it's going to be brought in by Central Square. They fooled the North Stars by having everybody line up looking like they're going deep and then bringing somebody short. Kiara Harmer there with the reception and a first down for Central Square. Time is ticking, though. They elected not to take a timeout there. 35 seconds in the half. They're going to have to go for a deep shot if they want to get anything here. The snap. Michaels is going to run for it, and she will get about 4 or 5. And the clock continues to run. And Central Square is not taking a timeout. Looks like they might just let this clock run out. Down to 5 seconds in the half. Around to the 3 second. They got to get the snap off. They're able to. Pretty obvious. Michael's going to run for it. Has her flag pulled, and that is the half. So with that, the first half comes to an end. CNS leading Central Square by a score of 20-0 following the first half. We will be back here in a moment on the North Star Network on YouTube. Alright, and we are back here in the North Star Network on YouTube for the second half. Time to go over our little drive/scoring summary. First drive of the game was for the North Stars. It ended on a turnover on downs with Liv Cook trying to run for it, unable to get the first down. Then Central Square took the ball, and that one ended on a punt. That was a 3 and out. Next drive was a 4-yard touchdown reception for Amanda Timmons. PAT was missed. Central Square then got the ball back, punted. CNS then had a 17-yard touchdown reception to Grace Villeneuve with a 2-point conversion. Then that for Central Square, their next drive, Emily Michaels' pass was intercepted by Elise Cook, intended for Ella Jones. CNS then had Liv's Cook pass intercepted. Central Square's next drive ended in a punt. And then CNS had that Amanda Timmons 67-yard touchdown reception. However, the PAT was missed. And then the final drive of the half, Central Square ran out of time. So that brings us to the second half. It is 20-0 CNS. It is now time for the second half. The ball will be started with by Central Square as they deferred at the kickoff. Just kind of waiting on them to line up here. Central Square taking their time to try to maybe ice the North Stars' momentum, get back in this game, kind of reset. So far, North Stars have been dominant. Their defense especially. All right, now they are ready to begin. So, Central Square will start with the ball. 6 yards to the line to gain. And this second half is just about underway, waiting for them to snap the ball. Now they will. Michael's going to throw in the first play. It is nearly intercepted, and we might have a couple injuries here.
Yeah, they went down pretty hard on that.
Yeah, they both kind of ran into each other trying to commit to the ball. And both players went down. We'll take a break here on the North Star Network and be back in a moment. So we are going to briefly step aside here in the North Star Network, kind of just let them figure out this injury situation. They just made an announcement that they will, after they finish up this little thing, they will be back to action here. So we will be back in a moment here in the North Star Network. Stay with us. All right, well, we welcome you back here on North Star Network on YouTube. So we have a couple of little developments. Fortunately, the Central Square player, or they were able to wheel her off into an ambulance. Hopefully, it's not that serious of an injury. They are now holding a 5-minute warm-up as the teams have been stopped for about a good half hour now. So it'll be a pretty significant warm-up here. It's going to be 5 minutes, and then for the rest of the game, it will be running time. So the clock will not stop from about 24:51 left in the second half, which is when the injury occurred. So with that, we will let this warm-up occur, and we will be back on the North Star Network after the warm-up. Thank you all for sticking with us, and we will see you in about 4.5 minutes. We welcome you back to the North Star Network on YouTube. That 5-minute warm-up has now just about expired. And again, hoping for a speedy recovery for the injured Central Square or Red Hawk. About 25 seconds on the clock. Both teams just about ready. And so I'm just going to go over briefly what the rule is for the rest of the game. So it is going to be running time. There will be no stoppages of the clock for the remainder of this game. That is coming from one of the officials who popped who popped up here during the injury timeout, kind of giving us a little bit of information. And speaking of which, I didn't say who our officials were today. Our referee, Mike Lanessa. Our line judge is Clark Isseris. Our back judge is Tom Hoover. And our side judge is Nick Laurie. Forgot to mention that in the first half. Now's a good time to mention our officials, as we will once again begin this game. About 30 minutes after this drive has started, we will have our second play. Snap is taken into a handoff. I'll run up the middle, getting through 2, and now the flag will be pulled, but not before a Red Hawk first down, and I thought we might have had an injured North Star. Never mind.
Hopefully, we go injury-free for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, and this might kind of spark a fire under Central Square. I wouldn't be surprised if they make this a close game now.
Yeah, you know.
Since they're playing for their injured teammate. We'll see what they're able to do. Emily Michaels, by the way, is our quarterback for Central Square. She will take the snap to high one, barely able to handle it. She's got to run for it, and that flag will be pulled. And my sheet just got sent everywhere by a gust of wind. It's gotten windy.
Yeah, it's gotten really windy.
Since the beginning of this game, Piper Adams there pulling the flag for a loss of about 5 or 6. Again, it is running time for the remainder of this game. I'm sure all of you are aware of that. I've mentioned that a few times now. Just making sure for our viewers that are now coming back after our little timeout that they are aware of the situation. It is second and very long for Central Square. Snap to Michaels. Michaels dishes it off to the left, and this will be a run, and they're able to get just maybe past the 20. We'll see where they mark her. It was a good run there by Central Square. The numbers on their jerseys are really small, so I couldn't see what number that was, but it will be. It was, and yeah, it looks like they pulled it pretty quickly. So it's a gain of only about 2 yards. Third down and about 23.
Yeah, this would be a big play for them. You know, coming off the injury, it would be really big to have that play, the conversion.
Snap is taken. Michaels looking. She'll pass for it, and it is incomplete. It's out of reach of the intended receiver, who was, I believe it's a number 8, Kirsten Keating. And so 4th down, it will be another punt for Central Square. This will be, I believe this is their 4th punt of the game. Yes, it is. So it's their 4th punt of the game for Central Square. Drive will end at 22. We got to see when she actually punts this ball off. There we go. 22:02 is our time. That's a bouncer. It'll get over the head of Cook.
Yeah, but is it where the ball first hits?
I believe it is, yes. So CNS now, another good piece of offensive yardage to start off this drive. It's a good ball placement for them, and we'll see what they're able to do with it. Starting in their opponent's end from about the 36. Here's the snap. Taken by Cook. She fakes the handoff, and she'll run for it. And she'll make a little spin move, but not before her flag is pulled. But that will be a gain of about 6 or 7 yards. And it'll make it, let's see where they place the ball. It will make it a 2nd down and 13. North Stars offensively have dominated this game through every fashion. They've certainly been the better team throughout this contest. Here's the snap. Or not, I got trolled. There's Cook running with it. She doesn't really have much of an option. Gonna have to get rid of it. She'll pass it. Intended for Charlie Johnson. I don't think that was how that play was supposed to go. And the pass is just out of reach of Johnson, so it'll be 3rd and long. This will be a big defensive stand if Central Square can hold. We will see if they can. It's a long way to go for these last 2 plays.
Yeah, 3rd and 12.
Snap. Cook will think about it. She'll dish it off, and it's not going to be complete. And so it'll be 4th down and long. And we'll see if CNS tries to play aggressive here and go for, and trying to make this a 4-score game, or if they will try to punt it. I mean, they are in the offensive side, so they would pin Central Square pretty deep.
Yeah, I personally, I think I would punt it as CNS because they are up by 20. And, you know, clock's running, so they don't really have a lot of time. It's a lot of time, but it's not in, like, the overall viewing things.
They're going to go for it. Liv Cook, it's a long pass. Has an open receiver. It's caught. 1st down, North Stars. And I believe that is Elise Cook bringing that in. Yes, it's Cook to Cook. And a 1st down for the North Stars. And Cook was just wide open there. There was nobody on Central Square that had her covered. And off of that ridiculous 4th down conversion, it's a 12. It's about a 17-yard play. Here's the snap to Liv Cook. She'll immediately throw it. It is caught, but then I think when Adams was bringing the ball down, it hit Villeneuve's shoulder and kind of bounced away. So it's incomplete. Intended target was Piper Adams. And so the North Stars here on 2nd down only have about 12, 13 yards to go to the goal line. They've been able to get that pretty consistently today, especially with 3 plays left. But we will see if Central Square's defense here can make a hold and they can stop the North Stars. That might be a big game changer. It's taken by North Stars. They'll run to the outside. Good diving play there by the Central Square defense. It is Shanaira Burton Sledge there who ran that ball and had it taken away. So it will be 3rd and about 9 to the goal line for the North Stars. 3rd and goal. A touchdown here makes this a 4-score game. And especially with running time, kind of puts this out of reach unless Central Square can mount a pretty ridiculous comeback here. Hopefully I did not just jinx that. Face off taken, and here is, or that was a snap. Regardless, it's caught, and it will be brought in for a touchdown by CN. Or wait. No, they got her. Never mind. They stop her on the goal line. It's going to be 4th down and 1. That's number 5, Amanda Timmons there with a reception. Nearly able to walk in for her 3rd touchdown reception of the day. 4th and 1. Literally, it's interesting to see, though, I think, what they're going to call here, because the North Stars, there are definitely many ways for them to get this yardage that they need, but we will see which one Central Square tries to defend. This is a pivotal 4th down here, literally right on top of the goal line. The snap is not taken by Cook. It was taken by Villeneuve, and it's called a touchdown. I thought that might have gotten pulled early, but the official disagrees. It's a touchdown. North Stars 26-0. This is now a 4-score game with 16:03 and counting to go. It's a 1-yard touchdown run for Grace Villeneuve, her 2nd touchdown of the game.
The wind is really picked up here.
Yeah, the wind has definitely been increasing. It's kind of been messing with the path of some of these passes, and we'll see what the North Stars do. If they try to go for 2, my guess is they will, to try to get them back on pace. And they are going to go for 2, so once again, a 2-point conversion is from 10 yards out. Trying to get themselves back on pace and make this 28-0. Here is the snap. It is not coming out. There we go. It's taken by Cook. The pass is caught, And she got it. Piper Adams will bring this in, and it's a, and the 2-point conversion good. And this is now 28-0. And so now, Central Square will take over. Time dwindling here. Running clock, 14:30, and counting, obviously. We're going to say this drive starts at about 14:25. Central Square, every drive has ended in a punt except for one, which ended in an interception. Offensively, they've been held down this game by the North Star defense, looking to maybe try to break out here. It's a long road back, but it's certainly not an impossible one. Snap is taken, and Michael's going to throw it, and it's caught. And now here goes Central Square into their offensive end. Now at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Central Square.
That's really the motivation they needed.
That is what they needed for sure. Trying to see what number that was. And the numbers on these Central Square shirts, again, are very small. They are very hard to read.
It was number 7, pretty sure.
It was number 7, so that would be Olivia Shire. And they will just go for 1 point here. The snap to Michaels. Michael is just going to run for it. North Stars are ready, and her flag will be pulled. I mean, and that was certainly, I think, what they wanted. It's a 70-yard touchdown reception for Olivia. Wait, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. Olivia Shire. But now as time continues to tick, we will see what the North Stars try to do. If they try to run plays that consume a bunch of time, or if they try to go down and score right back. There's a couple different strategies they could certainly use here. And so here we go. New quarterback in for the North Stars. It's trying to read the number. That is number 4, Juliana Manfredi, new quarterback for the North Stars, and that little handoff is not going to go much of anywhere. .11:40 left in this game. 28-6 is our score. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. Only 1 timeout total has been used this game. It was used by North Stars in the first half. Snap to Manfredi. Is taken. She'll dish it off, and North Stars are going to try to run for it, but they won't get anywhere. Another stop there for Central Square.
Yeah, Central Square came back off that injury. I mean, they seem back and, like refreshed, kind of. Back lively.
Yeah, they're looking a lot more comfortable defensively right now in this drive than they did on the remainder of the drives here in the second half and the first half. And obviously got 10:41 and counting left in this game, but you never know. Especially with how the momentum seems to be shifting. Snap to Manfredi. She's going to look to pass it. It is caught to Charlie Johnson, but she'll have her flag pulled pretty much immediately. Call it a gain of about 2 or 3. And so it'll be 4th down for the North Stars. And I would not be surprised here if they try to punt it. Well, let's see. And yes, they're going to punt it. So CNS will punt this ball away at 9:56. And that's not going to go pretty much anywhere. It might have hit somebody on the way in.
That last drive was 23, Giovanna Dixie, not 22.
Oh. Well, in that case, regardless, it will be a first down for Central Square.
Yeah.
And they're going to get extremely good field position. They're starting the drive only 18 yards out of the end zone.
Yeah, they're first and goal right now.
Yeah. Touchdown and a 2-point conversion makes this a 2-score game. Actually, touchdown and even the 1-point and even a no conversion technically makes this a 2-score game. Oh, it's a weird trick play looking thing. Not really sure what you call that, but she'll dance in and have her flag pulled. That's Kirsten Keating there walking in with the ball. 2 or 3 handoffs there by Central Square. Starting to get a little tricky and trying to get CNS to bite on the wrong player. 8:35 and counting. Snap to Michaels. Has 2 receivers lined up to the left. Michaels takes it. Rolls to her right. Has to cut back in. And she will try to scramble forward, but her flag will be pulled.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play there by CNS.
Isabella Secor there pulling that flag. 8:10 left. And counting. And all of a sudden, this is 3rd down. Central Square really not been able to get too much in the gains department on this drive, even with that excellent field position. 7:52. And they gotta start to think about hurrying up here because, again, as this clock ticks, and as long as CNS is able to get an extended possession, even with a stop, the clock will be short. And that one's going to be incomplete. It'll be 4th down and about 17 or 18 to the goal line. And so
I think Central Square needs to go for it in this position.
yeah, they're going to go for it. Would not be surprised here to see a pass play. Only 1 interception today on both ends. CNS had a wacky one. It is taken, and it will be a pass. The pass from Michaels is intercepted. Isabella Secor with the pick. And it with 7:01 left. Passing in for Kirsten Keating, and Isabella Secor will pick that ball off. So
that was a really good play by the CNS defense.
Kind of writing something on my stat sheet right now. So, Brody, has this game played out to your expectation so far?
You know, CNS and Central Square, they're not as big a rivalry as, CNS and Liverpool, but we're still pretty close to, Central Square. Some of these people might know each other. But I think this game it's actually been pretty cool to watch, Just it's completely different than boys tackle football. You can definitely tell that it's like a completely different game strategy without like the contact that there is. But it's been really interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's certainly been a interesting experience for us to start broadcasting this now. We did do it last season, but neither of us were on North Star Network for that. So definitely been a little refreshing sport as this is handed off. And it'll come up for a gain of about 5. Handoff there to number 13, Graciela Moya. .507 and counting. left in this game. North Stars 3-score lead, 5 minutes running time. As long as they're able to extend this drive, they should be in pretty good standing. Here is the snap. It is still Juliana Manfredi as the North Star quarterback. Took over for Liv Cook there as the handoff is incomplete, intended for Graciela Moya. 4:29 left. Our Stars of a long... Actually, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. They have a short second down. I was not looking at the correct... Actually, no. They do have a long second down because they were pushed behind the marker. So it's about a second and about 24 for the North Stars. Snap is a handoff. Moya will bring this forward in her second rush of the day, and that one will also be pulled pretty quickly. 3:52 left in this one. Third down and 23 for CNS. Would not be surprised here if they try to go for a pass play of some kind, maybe get a drastic gain to extend this drive and not give Central Square the ball back. Here's the snap. Manfredi fakes the handoff, tries to cut in the middle, and has her flag pulled quickly. It'll be 4th down and extremely long for CNS. Call it 4th and 25-ish. North Stars now will punt it away. This one is high up in the air. It's caught, and they will try to return this. And the flag will be pulled there by 24 for CNS. It's Avery Bradshaw. But good field positioning for Central Square. It's about 15, 16. Actually, we'll see where they mark it. It looks like it might be about 14 yards to the goal. Two minutes left. Snap is taken, and it is over Michael, so it will come way back, and it'll push them to 23 yards to the goal line. Minute 40 left to go. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to go for a big pass play here to try to get some form of play. Michaels will just run this one forward. Gets for one. Still going. And her flag will finally get pulled. It's about 10 yards now to the goal. Gain of about 15. Minute and 6 seconds left. And obviously the running time. I don't think it'll be enough time left for Central Square to come all the way back, down 3 scores in this stage. But they'll try to maybe tack on one more. Handoff. And here comes Central Square walking in. That will not be pulled. And they're going to get in. Touchdown, Central Square. Kirsten Keating with the touchdown. It is about a 10-yard touchdown run. And now with 28 seconds left, they will go for just go for a 1-point conversion here. So make it 28-13. The clock is going to stop now with 22 seconds left to let them get this conversion off. The snap. Michaels will run for it. She got it. And so, PAT is good. It is a run by Emily Michaels to get in. And now it looks like, I don't know if they're going to keep the clock stopped and give the North Stars maybe one last play, or they're just going to let this one run out. So it looks like they will still have the clock stopped. Looks like they'll kind of just start it up here with the North Stars begin this drive. 22.8 to go. And they'll just take a knee. And that will do it. CNS, no reason to run any other plays. They defeat Central Square by a score of 28-13. And North Stars, after that extended injury timeout, are able to continue their little lead. Once again, the score will end 28-13. Really not much else to say. From Michael J. Bragman Stadium, I'm Killian Heffron, my color commentator, Brody Mason. He's running downstairs to go do an interview. Right now, we say goodbye from Michael J. Bragman Stadium at CNS High School. We will see you all next time.